I'm going to unbox the Ikan BZ400 wireless system. Nice case. Okay. Got a user's guide. Here's the receiver. Antennas for the transmitter. D-tap power cable. Another D-tap power cable. Oh, here's a clamp. And I'm guessing this is an arm. Yep. Magic arm. Ooh, this is a good one. It's got the rosette. I can feel it. I can hear it. Cool. Doesn't come with any of the HDMI cables or HDSDI cables, or batteries. That's not the kit I got. Comes with this stuff. Looks good. I have the BZ400 transmitter connected to a Canon EOS R. And over there is the receiver, and that receiver is connected to this HDMI computer monitor. It's HD computer monitor, nothing special, from Samsung. And what I'm testing for is the signal strength, which isn't a good test because I'm so close to the receiver. But what I'll do is I will walk outside and see how the range does indoors with a bunch of walls. But right now it seems pretty good, and what I'm going to test out is the latency. Well, the reason why you're seeing a bunch of lines on this TV is because of the hertz. It's not the best for this camera that I'm using, so don't, all of those lines, it's not because of the transmitter, it's because of the camera that I'm using. What can I do to test the latency? Here we go. Imagine my fingers are talking. Oh, let's do a snap. Oh, I can't really snap with my left. Here's my right hand snap. I would say there is a little bit of a delay, but that's not that bad. I was testing this on, I had this on connected to my Samsung TV, and it was connected with a bunch of HDMI cables, and there was a big latency delay. I would say it's a couple frames even of a delay. But that had a lot to do with the HDMI TV I was using. Regular TVs are not a good way to monitor video production. You should have a proper monitor, and with using cameras that don't have a delay in its HDMI output. I'm going to test this with another camera before I do a range test. Okay, now same setup, but I have the BZ400 now connected to my Panasonic GH5 via HDMI, and this is what this looks like. I am going to test the latency. That snapping was pretty good, right? If I snapped, it's a good sense of the latency. So here's my hand in real life, and there's my hand on the screen. Talk, 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 talk. It seems like the latency with the GH5 is a little more than the latency with the Canon EOS R. Again, I believe that has to do with the type of HDMI cable that's coming out of the camera. Let's see if it's any different if I use a proper monitor instead of a computer monitor like that. I have a small HD. Let me go grab that. Sorry, this is the best setup I can pull at a last minute. So that's my small HD focus, and it's going into the receiver, and the receiver is plugged in there via HDMI. Here again is my Panasonic GH5. Put it down there. There we go. So here's my hand in real life with this camera. Let's see if this, do that snapping test. Go back a little bit. Jump, 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 jump. Same delay. I believe that's from the Panasonic GH5 now. I have my Panasonic UX180, and the 180 has an SDI, HD SDI output. I'm now plugging the BZ400 with HD SDI. One of the reasons why the Ikan Blitz is a little more popular than the other wireless transmitters is that for this price range and with zero latency that they advertise, they have both HDMI and HD SDI. Not a lot of the other manufacturers have both, and they're swappable. So you can do HD SDI and then output a HDMI with the receiver, and vice versa. So here it is plugged into with a longer cable than I really need, but there you go, HD SDI. I'm gonna test how long it takes to connect. So what I'm doing now is, oh, gotta tighten this up. I turned off I have the receiver on, but I turned off the transmitter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the transmitter, then I'm gonna turn on the camera. So, turned on the transmitter, and I am turning on the camera, and let's see how long it takes to connect. See up there, it's linking, it's connecting. Are you timing it, guys? Are you timing it? Boom, there it is. That was within 30 seconds, right? As advertised. I think they advertised it as 20-second connection, but that was pretty fast. Let's test for latency on this camera. So we're testing the latency now that it's a HD SDI. Let's try this. Okay, so here's the finger test. Oh, this is pretty good. Check that out. How do I get it? Just so. Yeah, the latency isn't that bad. I'm noticing some transmission lines, but anyways, I'm gonna take this outside now. I'm gonna walk and see how long it takes until this goes off. Okay, you know what I'm also gonna do? I'm gonna press record here. I'm gonna record on my camera as I walk outside so you can hear my voice as I'm going outside. Maybe I'll hold these side by side actually. I'm gonna, side by side, this is gonna be held together. All right, here it goes. Down. Okay, walking down. I am in another room. I'm in my living room now. It's about, I'm a hallway and one room away from the signal. I'm wondering if it's still there now, going around to my living room. And I'm getting my dog. Filming my dog. Wonder if the signal is dropping or not. I can't tell on this end. But I'm gonna go to my backyard. Go around. Okay, now there is another room. There's two rooms. 2 rooms away. I'm gonna go outside. Let's see if, throw some ND on here. I'm gonna go outside the house. I wonder if the connection is still there. I am 15 yards from the room, from the transmitter, from the receiver, I mean. And I'm gonna go outside the house now. It's very bright. And I don't know if the connection is still there yet. Connection might be lost completely. Oh, there's some things going on outside here. But now I'm outside my house. I am outside the house, and I wonder if the transmission is still there. There are a lot of walls in between me and the transmitter now. Let's go back inside, see if there's a connection. Ooh, it's bright. All right, leaving this on. Going back inside. Oh, it is shaky. Turn on that. All right. See if there's a connection anymore. Going back inside this room. And there you go. So was that, I was gone. Did you see the connection drop? I don't know. I should have made the screen brighter, sorry about that, but that's the way it is. So that's the test of the Ikan BZ400 Blitz. So far, I like it. The price was reasonable. It was about $1,400 American, US. So here it is, the antennas are removable. It's not the lightest. I think Teradex has just come out with their 500 series, 500 Ace, that might be smaller than this, but it has the Mpf battery mount. And then on this side, this is a really cool receiver here. I put it on this stand, which seems appropriate, but I believe you're supposed to put this as high up as possible for better reception. And those are your reception bars. Mpf battery again. Not much else to it. You can power these via a LEMO connector and D-tap. So if you have if you're on set and you don't want to use the Mpf mounts, you can use that LEMO connection with D-tap, V-mount batteries, or whatever you have for power. This right here, this setting, this circular numbers are for different frequencies or something like that. So if you're having a bad connection, you can move those dials around on both of them so they match, and then you could have better reception. The build quality on the receiver, this part is metal. The top where the antenna is plastic. With the transmitter, it feels like it's all metal, and then the antennas are plastic. I just came back from a shoot using the Ikan Blitz 400, and I have some bad news that this kit failed me. It failed me. I was setting this up at a location in Los Angeles, and the link never connected. I saw the bars go all the way up, and it looked like it was all green. It was all green, and the camera icon was flashing green and yellow, which I think means it's not connected or something. But I put it right next to each other, and then I started to adjust these parameters, the circle dial, the I guess it's the channels. I don't know what it's called in these wireless terms, but I was adjusting them, and I was trying every single. I went to all 10, yeah, all 10 of them, and none of them connected. I was using different HDMI cables. I tried different cameras. I used different monitors, and nothing would connect. And I was just sitting there on set with clients waiting on me to have this connect. And when you're under that kind of a pressure and you're being paid for this, paid for the job, it's very discouraging. And when I have pieces of gear that fails me like that, I don't care if I did something wrong, to be honest, because I thought I did everything right. I had done tests, and the night before the shoot, I tested it again. It worked on my system at home, in my office. Went on set in the morning, nothing. That was this morning. It was very embarrassing. So I, even if it was my fault, I thought I did everything, followed the instructions, and it just wasn't working. I had 2 other people on my crew try it, because I thought I messed up, and they tried it. They read the instructions, no connections. We were in a location, and we were under a deadline where I couldn't contact ICANN. I don't know if they have any customer support. If they did, I would have called them. But I didn't have enough time for the production, so I just hooked up, wired with HDMI cables, and just ran with that. I am going to get rid of this Blitz 400. I don't like when pieces of equipment fail me like that. That was very embarrassing, and I'm not going to deal with this again. I think I might use Teradect. That's the next wireless video I'm going to test. So if you're in the market for a wireless system, HD wireless system for monitoring, when I tested it, this was fine. But when I use it on the field, it was only one time. This could be an isolated incident, but this was my one experience where I was depending on it, and it failed me.